So now Jessica McCauley, former British diver, now representing Canada.
So she's been in a fortunate situation to be able to train in the incredible facility in Montreal.
Yeah, a lot of great resources for her.
Yeah. So here we have back 3 somersaults in the pike position. She only needs to score 5s to take the lead, but she wants better than that. Here we go.
Oh, beautiful in the air, Joey.
Everything about the takeoff and the position in the air was absolutely exquisite. It's a real shame she couldn't quite finish the end of the dive, as we were mentioning earlier. So she's now representing Canada. So in Montreal, they have an indoor high diving facility. So they've got everything ranging from 1 meter, 3 meter, 5, 7, and 10, and a 17 meter and a 20 meter platform. So this does help.
Yeah, well, you and I were talking about during the downtime over the past 600 days, a lot of divers in some countries, didn't have the resources. They don't have a platform tall enough. So she made a good move going up to Canada and using their resources.
Absolutely. So that really does pay dividends. So they're diving indoors there, of course, so you can train year round. So when you get outdoors, sometimes it's a little difficult for the aerial awareness because you'll have a blue ocean and the blue sky. Occasionally, some of the divers can get mixed up with that. So a bit of a shame on the last part of the entry there for Jessica McCauley. Came out a little bit late in the dive, but still, she's in the running.
Pulled together a huge 2019 season, finishing 2nd overall in the World Series points and low scores across the board. Not what Jessica McCauley wants to see from the judges panel. 70 points on that particular dive. Remember, 4 dives. Well, 3 were in the books, now 4 in the books for McCauley, 300.55. She moves into 1st and will guarantee herself a podium with only 2 competitors left.
And here's the rookie, Molly Carlson, Trace Worthington.
Well, who trains with Jessica McCauley now. So Jessica knows exactly what Molly Carlson, the rookie, is capable of. Her first ever appearance on the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series. Incredible.
And she's sitting in 2nd place. How's that? Like you said, the first appearance. Wow. Reverse triple somersault.
Not bad. Molly Carlson, welcome to Red Bull Cliff Diving.
Yes, welcome to Red Bull Cliff Diving. She actually found that, like I said before, that adjustment coming from the indoor training to the outdoor, quite difficult. But wow, I've been watching her on the social media, looking at the dives she's been doing in Canada. Absolutely outstanding.
Well, you were telling me she just started.
Yes, and this is the story. She actually started training only in 2020. In August, by October 2020, she just started to high dive. So in less than a year, she's performing these dives, which are insanely difficult. That's unheard of. I mean, most athletes will have at least, say, 2 to 3 years of cliff diving experience, say 10 to 15 years of diving experience before that. There's the head flicking back, counting the 2nd somersault. Watch the kick out. Nice and sharp, looks at the toes briefly, and you can tell her core strength is absolutely brilliant. Nothing loose, nothing wobbly. Just a shame she over-rotated. Do you know what it was? Such a powerful takeoff. Full of adrenaline. That's what happens in competition sometimes. You're full of adrenaline and you overcook it every now and then. That's quite a common thing to happen. So that takes a bit of time to settle the nerves and know how to handle that during the competition.
Just to get through 4 rounds of diving, and the first 3 rounds, she had a spectacular performance, putting herself in a position to win this competition. Will she get a podium here with a 58.50? Pulls into the lead, a grandstand rookie performance. Well done, Molly Carlson.
Last woman standing on the platform, Rhiannon Ifland.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to talk about her. She has won 18 World Series events, of 24 since her first victory as a wildcard diver in 2016, and since then has become the most dominant female in the history of Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series. The 4-time Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series champion, getting everybody pumped up, went undefeated in 2019 with 7 straight wins.
And in total, what are we talking about? 8 straight wins, also including the previous season.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 8 straight. I mean, she has a 75% chance of winning when you look at the stats and numbers. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, it is so rare when you find someone with so much talent, such as Rhiannon Ifland. Splash the water. There's the bell. Here we go. Let's cap it off.
Final diver, Carlson in the lead. The wild card from Canada, 3:13, 3-0. And Rhiannon Ifland, the Aussie sensation, still golden and still the queen of cliff diving.
That's what we know and expect from Rhiannon Ifland time and time again. She knows how to perform under pressure. She must have been feeling that from Molly Carlson, but hey, she's a pro, man.
Rhiannon Ifland in a league of her own.
Fabulous. And she might be trying a new dive this season. She might do a front quad somersault with a half twist. So imagine what she can do with even more degree of difficulty. Here's the inward triple. So she comes from a trampoline background, so she's accustomed to landing feet first, and that's why she's so good with the entries. But the other point is this, she's got it right here. The mental capacity, the mental strength.
Yeah.
She knows how to dive when it counts, under pressure. The winning dive, Rhiannon Ifland, arms nice and wide, standing nice and tall. A vanishing act. Ladies and gents, the rip entry for Rhiannon Ifland yet again.
Another electrifying performance by the greatest female in Red Bull cliff diving, Rhiannon Ifland of Australia. Couple 9s, couple 8.5s. That ought to do it. Look how relaxed she is. Take it all in, Rhiannon, and take a bow. Another stellar performance, and that youngster right there, Molly Carlson, doing a great job hanging in there, but it is Rhiannon Ifland with a 98.80 who will do it once again. You add all four together, 376.45. Drop the mic, Rhiannon Ifland wins it again. Konstantin Popovic from Romania.
Here we are, we're set inward 4 somersaults, the pike position. And needs a 99.40 to take the lead. Needs to get greater than 7s. There's a lot of pressure.
It's 99.40, pulling into the lead. Great dive there. Wow.
Konstantin Popovic putting the pressure on the other divers.
A disappearing act.
Oh, amazing. Or a vanishing act, whichever one you like to use.
That's yours.
Wow. Konstantin, this guy is one of the main contenders, and he's got more degree of difficulty to come, no doubt. You can see him visualizing the dive, blocking it out in his mind, holding on to that pike position. He's also participated in the Olympics 2008. He was actually in the diving competition, the World Cup in Japan this year, trying to qualify the Olympics. Just narrowly missed it. Exquisite pike position. The big question remains, can he push into the lead with this dive? I dare say yes. Man, this guy is mentally strong, athletic. Keep an eye out for Konstantin Popovic as always.
Yeah, he just keeps getting better. And judges 8s across the board. He'll lose 2 of them, the remaining 3 multiplied by his degree of difficulty, that judges panel, led by Claudio Demira of Italy. So a grand total on that dive, 112.80. That will be good enough to pull Popovic into the lead now with 400.40 points, putting the pressure on the final 2 competitors of Gary Hunt and Catalin Peretta.
Got to feel good. Guaranteed podium here. Got to feel good about that.
Yeah.
Big hug from David Kulturi.
Gary Hunt on his home soil, turned 37 years old yesterday, the 8-time Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series champion with 39 victories, 66 podiums in 79 competitions. The only competitor, male or female, to compete in every single event offered since the beginning of the World Series.
That in its own right is just a feat.
Yeah.
Just a feat not to get injured and not to miss one single competition. I've never heard of that before. Gary Hunt, first person in the world to do this dive. Okay, he's got a good chance here to take the lead. Just needs to score above 6.5s. 101.05, that's what we're looking for. The triple quad.
There it is, folks. The once nicknamed Brilliant Brit is now the Fabulous Frenchman.
Stylish. Always shows off his finesse. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, you're in Saint Raphael, France. Oh, my. Oh my, it is impressive to watch these divers performing so well after the long break. Huge crowds and huge dives, pushing the limits, looking in fantastic shape physically as well. So he's still competing in 10-meter diving for France as well. So he said he's never felt better. Physically, working very hard every single day, very lean, very light, extremely powerful. Look at that massive jump from the platform. Squeaky clean twist, watching his feet, how they overlap there to stop the legs pulling apart. So it's pretty common for the legs to pull apart. Big question remains, how do the judges see this dive? Does he have the opportunity to win the competition in France in front of the home crowd? That's a great shot.
The unassuming character who has more King Kahekili trophies than dinner plates in his French apartment.
That's right. He's using his trophies as ornaments and different cooking utensils in his house. Oh, what a relief. Finishing the competition. I'm sure the fans are appreciating what they're seeing here today.
So, wow, just putting huge pressure on the last and final diver of the 12 men and today's competition, Catalin Perretta. He's going to need a full tank of gas in the difficulty tank, and he's going to have to slice and dice it into the Mediterranean to pull ahead of this man.
Last man on the platform to cap off the competition.
Let's talk about this, Joey. He needs a 120.35 on this dive. So what does that mean from the judges' perspective, individual judges?
So the judges score out of 0 to 10. Okay, 10 being perfect. He needs to score 8. That's a lot of pressure. This is a very difficult dive with high degree of difficulty, comes high risk, makes it harder to hit the dive, okay? You can play it safe and get lower scores, but he's choosing to push it. Back 4 somersaults with 2 twists in the pike position, massive DD, 5.1. Once again, reiterating, he needs 8s from the judges. That's a big score with a dive like this. But this win is within his grasp.
What pressure, diving last. And again, none of these athletes have dove in 637 days in official competition.
Right.
Nerves.
But imagine Gary now, all he can do, he's done his job, he just has to sit back and wait. Oh, man. Goosebumps as we're waiting for this dive. San Rafael, France. What an opener for the season. Can he do it?
Boom!
Catalin Perretta, the powerhouse. Look at that dive.
Under pressure, Gary Hunt knows it. Catalin Perretta from Romania.
Trace Worthington. What an outstanding performance by Catalin Perretta from start to finish, the way he's looked throughout training, dive by dive in the competition. He just looks so focused. You can see him feeling that energy. He's got the vibe before the dive. Jumping up. God, look at his technique. 1.5 twist, pike coming around there. And pow, pulling himself through the water, flattening the feet to make sure he can get the rip entry. Rip comes from the sound it makes when you hit the water. You can hear that tearing. Okay. Trace, I just want to see the judges' scores right now. That's all I want to see. That's what we want to know. Will Catalin Perretta take the lead and win the competition here today at the very first stop?
At minimum, most likely, he will have his personal best. He has 2 third-place finishes in his Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series career. And that should move right in there. But the question is, will the judges put him above Hunt or not? He needs a 120.35 on that dive. What a performance here. There you have it, Joey.
Yep.
He will toss out a 9.5 and a 9, but keep 3 of them. You multiply that by the degree of difficulty, and he will come through with a huge score here on this individual dive. And most likely move into the lead. We're waiting for its official 137.70. Perretta has done it.
How is it possible to dive so well at the very first tour stop? Most of the divers take a long time just to get back into the rhythm, but here he is, focused, And he's taken the lead from Gary Hunt. Sure, Gary's a little bit upset not to win in front of his home crowd, but he's always gracious in defeat.